What's the website again?
We're live. It's on Beauty Superstar, my Beauty Biz One. What is it? Now I'm all lost. Hi,
Nope,
guys.
I got it.
Welcome, everybody. Sorry for all the confusion there, but we want to welcome you. It's like, my name is Mickey Wright, and I want to welcome you to Beauty Superstars Talk. It's your backstage pass to experts in beauty. And I want to thank you for joining us as we continue this journey into the root of hair loss. So I'd actually like to take time to thank our sponsor for this exciting series, which is the Black Beauty Expo. And the Black Beauty Expo is actually the hottest show for Black creative entrepreneurs in the hair, fashion, photography, modeling, and makeup industries. So their next show is August 1st in Atlanta, Georgia. And be sure to follow them and to keep up with the latest news on the show, and for special vendor packages as well. So in addition, I'm super excited to announce that I'm now the global education director for the Black Beauty Expo. So if you're interested in educating, to please reach out to me. And right now, salon suites are all the rage, but to run a successful and profitable one, you have to treat it as a business. And unfortunately, that's something that's left out of most of our beauty school training. So I've got you covered. I've actually created a new salon suite success guide, which is available for free, and you can download it at beautysuperstars.com, and that's with an S on the end, beautysuperstars.com, and it's called 5 Things to Know Before You Open Your Salon Suite. And it's actually perfect even if you're already in a suite. One stylist was telling me that it's actually made her business better, has made her look at it with new eyes, and she's done some revamping. She's able to project her income and manage her time better. So don't miss out. Go ahead and download it right away. And I want to tell you, it's like a few weeks ago, my sister, who's been a hairstylist for many years, we were talking, and she was just saying that the heads or the hair and scalp that she's seeing now are like the worst that she's ever seen in her career. And some have gone natural, and they're neglecting shampooing their hair, or they're piling on products on top of products with buildup to the point where you can't even remove it all with just regular normal shampooing. Or they don't really use much product at all, which is creating dryness and breakage. And so then fast forward to a couple days ago, it's like I saw a post online about hairstylists who are requiring their clients to come to the salon with their hair already shampooed. And I think it was supposed to be a funny skit, but to me, it was anything but. With these things and more going on with our hair, it's really not hard to understand why we're seeing so much hair loss. It's really skyrocketing in women right now. But there's another layer, and one we don't often think about, but it's how, what's going on in our bodies can play a big part in hair loss. And in fact, the hair loss may actually be trying to tell us something, that there is something going on in the inside. So I don't know anyone more qualified to speak on this subject and more able to break it down so we can truly understand it than my guest, Donyelle McBride. She's actually a cosmetologist, trichologist, as well as a board certified holistic health practitioner and certified natural health practitioner. And she keeps it real. So hair loss is affecting millions of women in the US, and I can guarantee you that some of them are sitting in your chair if you are a hairstylist. So what can we do to educate and intervene early enough to make a difference for our clients? These hair loss folks, our hair loss talks that we're doing, it's like I want you to know that they're both for consumers and for beauty pros alike. So please, take a moment and just tag someone who wants to learn more about hair loss, because this is going to be really informative, and even just health-wise, you'll learn some things. So before we meet our guest for tonight, I want to invite you to join us next week, which will be back for Beauty Superstars Talk at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday. And we're going to continue this important conversation with another incredible expert. Her name is Jacqueline Tarrant, and she's actually a cosmetologist who trained other hairstylists on relaxers and other chemical services, and who at some point in her career did a complete 180, and she became not only a trichologist, but a natural hair care specialist as well. And so I can't wait to hear about her journey and the unique ways that she's treating hair loss. So you definitely don't want to miss that. So mark your calendars. And if you're not already, I invite you to follow me on Instagram at Mickey Wright, which is just one K, MIKIWRIGHT. And I'm going to be sharing some hair loss tips all along or throughout the month. So definitely take note of those. And if you've missed any of the previous Beauty Superstars Talk interviews, you can catch them on beautysuperstars.com. And you can actually listen to the podcast on there, or you can catch it on Apple, iTunes, Spotify, any of your favorite places. So I'd love for you, if you're on those platforms or even YouTube, to watch us, to subscribe and leave your comment. And again, my name is Mickey Wright. I'm so glad that you're here. And if you would do us a favor and tell us, in the comment sections where you're from. It's like we're getting so many people who are from all over the country and sometimes out of the country. So it's exciting to see. And I'm also grateful for the privilege every week to meet with amazing Black beauty bosses who are making a mark in the beauty industry. And so this is more than a podcast. It's actually a movement to encourage Black excellence, entrepreneurship, to preserve our history, and to bring healing to our industry. And if you're loving what we're doing here, consider partnering with us. You could actually contribute $5 or any amount, and you can even sponsor a deserving student or beauty pro with training. So just visit beautysuperstars.com and you can look for the red button. So who's ready to get started? Because you guys are truly in for a treat. So without further ado, I'm going to hopefully hit a button here and she's going to appear. Hi, Donyelle.
Hi, Mickey. Awesome. Incredible. I learned, I didn't know the Beauty Superstars was doing all that. So thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you for being here. I want to actually welcome you. And I also want to share your bio, and then we're going to just jump right in. So you guys are ready. Let's hear about this fabulous lady. So McBride Hair Restoration LLC is New England's pioneer and exclusive trichological office. Donyelle McBride, and I think you might have something on. I'm hearing a little bit of feedback. Is everything volume down on everything?
Everything's down. Let me turn it off. What about now?
It seems like I'm still hearing myself, but maybe not.
No, everything's off.
Okay. Hopefully it'll get better. I'm still hearing a little bit, but hopefully that will get better.
Okay.
But Donyelle B. McBride is CEO of McBride Hair Restoration LLC, MHR, and Global Trichology Training, which is GTT. MHR LLC services the needs of clients experiencing hair loss and alopecia, while GTT trains and educates licensed professionals, including the medical industry, on alopecia awareness and solutions. And if you guys could let me know in the comments if you are hearing me twice or like the feedback in the background. Somehow I still am. I'm not sure. It doesn't sound like or look like you are, Donyelle.
No, I'm hearing you perfectly fine.
Okay. But I think it may pick up on the recording, but I'm not sure. So let me know what you guys are hearing, please. So let's see. GTT trains and educates licensed professionals, including the medical industry, on alopecia awareness and solutions. Donyelle's credits include board certified holistic health practitioner, certified natural health practitioner, international certified clinical trichologist, and licensed cosmetologist, in which she incorporates her knowledge and experience on health and wellness to help her clients restore their hair using what she calls a tricholistic experience. She has a passion for helping others and specializes in alopecia solutions for men, women, and children. Membership: she's part of the American Association of Drugless Practitioners, AADP, the International Association of Trichology, IAT, and these are some of the lectures she's done. The 2020 International Association of Trichology Conference, which was virtual, the International Association of Trichology Conference in Washington, D.C., and the International Cosmetology and Dermatology Conference. She's a trailblazer in the beauty, cosmetology, health, wellness, and trichology industry. She is co-contributor of the world-renowned Hairy Tales Blueprint and Guide for Aspiring Practitioners and Trichologists. Donyelle's impact amongst her peers has earned her the nomination as top best article in the Hairy Tales Blueprint, written alongside 57 specialists around the world. And you can also find her inspirational and motivational words of encouragement featured in major industry publications, including Modern Salon. So woohoo.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
There's a
It's
little
been
bit
a journey.
of okay. Yeah, well, back us up. Like, tell us where it started. And I'm still hearing this echo. I'm not sure
And I
what to
turned
do.
everything off just to be sure. My phone's
Okay.
off and I don't have any other electronics. And that's another thing. I don't even own a TV.
Oh wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, yeah. So hopefully it's not coming on the recording. I don't know where it could be coming from.
Okay, so hopefully we can continue. I'm going to try to think of anything else that I can think of, but um, go ahead and tell us, how did you even get started into beauty? Because you started as a cosmetologist, as most trichologists do. That's the
Yeah,
journey, typically.
yeah. So literally at the age of 24, I started to have a conversation about my purpose here on this planet we call Earth. And, at the age of 24, everyone back then was, going to church and doing all of this, your God-given purpose. And have, I will say I'm fortunate that I was allowed to not be told how to have a relationship with God, but I've always felt that God within. I
Mm,
will say that. And so I was always able to have a conversation, just like I'm having a conversation with you, and ask, what is my purpose and why am I here and what is it that you'll have me do while I'm here to serve you? And the answer was really clear that to help people feel better. And I was like, not president, right? Not the first Black female president. And
okay.
I was like, okay, well, how can I do that? And when people look good, they feel good. And a woman's crown is her glory. And I was like, well, I can do that. And so I was asking, what is my gift and my talent? And the answer was something you do without thinking about it, something you love to do as a kid. And I said, well, I love playing in people's hair, and the answer was, I want you to use that, cultivate it, groom it, practice it, use it to take care of your family and put a roof over your head. And the rest is history, and to help people feel better. And so I started that journey. And the interesting thing was 24 years later. So that was the first conversation where I started to do what I call become aware and awake and be intentionally, or like Rick Warren's book, Purpose Driven Life, to be purposeful about what I'm going to do. And so at 48, I remember saying, I feel another shift. And I was like, there's something about this 2-4.
Mm,
Right. So at 24 was the first conversation. 24 years later, at 48, I started to feel another shift. And that shift was the same message. I want you to help people feel better about themselves, but we're going deeper. Now we're going into the health. And you're going to bring those two together. And you're going to help bring people back to who they are and whose they are.
mm,
And so that is really where my passion lives. And it was shared with me that hair was the musical instrument that introduced me to a person's health. I didn't have to go look for clients, because everyone who is concerned about their hair was going to call me. And that has really been my story. My success is that people call me about their hair, but when they get in, they're having a health conversation, and I hear it all the time. Some clients, they're like, wow, I didn't know it was all of this. And then some clients are like, I didn't come here for all of that. And so because I'm committed and dedicated to the health piece, I don't take every client.
mm,
This is not game. It's not hype to me. Hair is a barometer.
mm,
Hair is a barometer. And if you don't get to that root cause of what is causing the hair loss, then, I almost feel like I'm part of the problem and not the solution, because I've been to other associations, conferences, and the Ferris wheel or circle that they take these women around with this medication and that medication. And, I've had a client that was prescribed 3 different lasers by a medical physician.
Mm.
3 different lasers. And that was just, to me, that was just such a violation, you
Mm.
know, to really take advantage of someone who really wants hair. I mean, and these women, they're serious. They're in tears. They're crying. And you, for you to know that you're just stringing them along
Mm.
with a protocol that just keeps money coming in your pocket, I think is unnecessary, because there's too many people to help that to
Mhm.
string someone along. So that's how I got started.
Wow.
I
Wow.
know
Well,
that
that's
was a
quite a journey.
mouthful.
Yeah, yeah. And I absolutely love hearing, everybody's journey is so different. And I love the spiritual aspects of yours and how, one of the things that struck me when you were talking, when you were like, it said, Spirit said, make people, look and feel good. And you're like, oh, I can do that. Like I do that all the time, kind of
Yeah,
thing. And a
yeah,
lot of times we bypass the things that are like easy for us to do
yeah,
and think, it's like, oh, well, I gotta, like you say, be a politician and, work the ranks and become president or something. It's like,
yeah,
instead,
yeah.
oh, I can do that.
Yep. Very simple.
Yeah, exactly. And so you went, I guess at that 48-year-old age, into the trichology direction. Was that your next step, was trichology, or did you go into some of the other health related?
Yeah. So from cosmetology, I actually went into medical hair replacement next,
Okay.
because I
Okay.
had to address what was in my chair at the time as a cosmetologist.
Okay. And
And
that was
at
what?
that was CCCA. I didn't know as a cosmetologist it was CCCA at the time. I
No.
just started to have a lot of women who
Uh-huh.
had to have that thinning on top. And then back then we did the partial net weave.
Okay.
And so I'm looking at this and I'm like, there has to be a better way. And so I took the medical hair replacement class. Um, and while I was doing that, I was like, how about helping women before they get to this point?
Hmm.
You know, and I didn't know what trichology was back then. Now it's, it's almost just like the thing to do. But when I got involved back in 2008,
Hmm.
there was very few people who were doing trichology. And I remember calling, um, actually, and I have to do this because my spirit doesn't allow me to not give honor to people who have helped me along the way. So I apologize. Am I able to share?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I had to call Rodney Barnett. And so I took, I remember calling Rodney and I was like, I want to help people before they lose their hair, and he was like, oh, you want to become a trichologist? And I was like, well, I don't know what that is, but I want to help people before they lose their hair. And he said, well, I have a 3-day course. I took the 3-day course. And from there, I just started applying what I learned in that 3-day course. I didn't know anything about all of these other schools that were out because they weren't available to me. They were in existence. I didn't know back in 2008.
Mhm.
And then when I started to get results, I realized I needed more education.
Mhm.
And so from there, after having the medical hair replacement and wanting to help people get their hair back before they lost it, after Rodney's class, then I became IAT certified with International Association of Trichologists. And I guess did really well. They asked me to be an educator for their course. So now I teach their course. I love their code of ethics because they do not allow anyone to take a 3-day course and get out and say you're a trichologist.
Mhm.
Um, our 3-day course is very intense. It's more intense than some people's full course.
Mm.
Even as an educator, I have to retest every year.
Okay.
I have to retest every year. So it's not just one and done. It's very, 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 very credible.
So tell us, like specifically, hopefully we have consumers watching who may be experiencing hair loss. We have hairstylists at varying degrees in their career and may or may not know exactly what is a trichologist. It's like we hear hairstylist, we hear dermatologist. but what is a trichologist?
Sure. So, by definition, a trichologist is someone who specializes in hair and scalp diseases and disorders. And tricho means hair, and then ologist is somebody who specializes in hair. And where we're different from a dermatologist is, one, you can get in to see us a lot quicker than 3 to 4 months to see a dermatologist. That's first and foremost. Secondly, we assess differently. So we can look at blood labs. I will say that the more I understand about anatomy and physiology, blood labs have their place, but the liver filters the blood every 90 days. So we have all new blood in 90 days. And then the liver is filtering daily, every second. So by the time you get your blood labs a week later, that constitution has changed because you are a new creature each day, right? And so we can't forget the reality of our makeup and then get stuck in a textbook.
Okay.
And so what I started doing is assessing by how the body works, right? And then I have to also, I follow a lot of doctors. And when it comes to trichology, really understanding that nervous system is important. So you're going to come to us for any hair and scalp diseases or disorders. If we're trained properly, we can help you.
Okay. You like mentioned so many things. I'm like, okay, already we're just getting started. But with I'm even trying to gather my thoughts here. So give me a second, because with what you shared, it sounds like you're often the first line of defense or second line of defense. You know, maybe they're seeing a hairstylist, or maybe they're online and trying to figure out hair loss, and then maybe they find you by Googling or something like that. Or maybe someone says, you know, this is, you know, the person you should see for what's going on. So talk to us about, you know, when you say the body never lies, it's like, I love that. And that was your term. I just named your topic about that, because you know, you're telling us things like, you know, we've always been kind of like trained. It's like, you know, when you go to the doctor that this is who you are, you know what I mean? Whatever those readings say. So talk to us about the body and the way that you assess someone.
Yeah. So the body never lies. We really have to come out of textbook, right? And if we remember that a lot of those books were written at a time that it's not, you can't rewrite evolution,
Okay.
right? And so we know simple signs, like yellowing of the eyes. A person will say jaundice and they'll know liver, right? You can't mistake pregnancy. You can't be pregnant and say you haven't had sex, right? You can't have circles underneath the eyes and say that you're getting proper rest or your adrenals are not in play. When you start to understand how to read the body, even losing the tail end of your eyebrows, that's generally a sign of a thyroid issue. Generally, if you're walking and you start to see a woman and her thumbs start to turn back, generally that's a sign. So the body's always giving you signs and symptoms. If you see acne on the face, eczema, whether you call it acne, eczema, the skin is a channel of elimination. It's the largest largest living organ, and it receives and it excretes. And when there's too much toxins in the body, a person will have acne, or wherever the body decides that it's going to eliminate those toxins. And so when it comes to the hair, the body's never going to lie about the hair. And so when we start to have hair loss, shedding, or thinning, we're looking at a trauma to the nervous system. Hair is an extension of the nervous system. And now there's all these other things that come into play that play a part with the health or the unhealth of the nervous system, but we're still looking at the nervous system. You can have a family loss and have your hair come out. I had a girlfriend, her husband actually had a really traumatic accident. And I said to her, your hair's going to start to shed in 3 to 4 months. And right on cue, her hair started to shed in 3 to 4 months. Uh, just 3 weeks ago, I fractured my leg. That was a trauma. You can't trick the body. And so fast forward June, July, I'm not going to be surprised if I start to have shedding. Now I can do everything I can to make sure I get proper water and nourish, but that day that my leg was fractured sent a message to the follicles as well. And generally it's you want to think of it as like a shock message. And those hairs will over time, about 3 to 4 months, need to be shed. Right. And so when a person comes to me with telogen effluvium, the body never lies. I know something happened 3 to 4 months prior. Now, they may have forgotten about it. And my job is to jog their memory. Right. Recently, I had a client and I said, tell me what happened about 3, 4 months ago. And she was so traumatized, she forgot she came to work and found her boss dead in the office. And she just didn't connect the two. Right now, I have a love-hate relationship with COVID. um the hate piece about it is because one of the things that we cannot not undo, when I say the body never lies, we cannot undo thoughts become things, and we cannot undo as a man thinketh so is he. And we cannot undo that fear is the lowest vibration and frequency, and it creates a weakened immune response. And so people aren't so much sick, is that they're thinking themselves sick. They're constantly worried. They're constantly in fear. They're constantly trying to run from this invisible thing called COVID. And then they're activating the fight or flight or the sympathetic nervous system that is directly connected to the follicle. And you're constantly sending negative vibration, negative energy to that follicle. And it creates what we call telogen effluvium or excessive shedding. And so it's hard for consumers to undo that. Me personally, I would love to see the Boston Tea Party in effect with the TV. I would love everyone to just throw their TVs away, because between the news, between the constant fear mongering, get your vaccination. I mean, I don't like needles. So the word shot puts me in a sense of fear. But when I talk about the body never lies, we're in such a stress state. We're in such a constant anxiety, worry, fear, and doubt that it's almost impossible for someone to not have hair loss. And so the love of it is that I have more people I can help, and more people I can bring awareness to, and more people I can help understand that we really have to get back our peace of mind. And we really have to start eliminating toxic relationships, toxic people, start loving on ourselves more. Love should be the only frequency and vibration right now. I mean, I say I love you to any and everything. And it's interesting because I think people aren't used to hearing it until they have a conversation with me. And everything is I love you when before we finish anything, love you, love, love and light, peace, joy, happiness. We have to send this frequency and vibration out.
Yeah, that's really powerful. And I haven't shared, I don't think, with too many people, but it's like I actually did what was termed, I guess, a mental detox for about 60 days, where I eliminated news, most TV, most social media, unless I was doing something, kind of work related. And of course, you catch little tidbits of news every so often, or if there's something big that's happening. But, more meditation, more prayer, like you say, more focus on love, and, just really conscious of the things I was even listening to. Not that many podcasts, that might activate something, but books and things,
Yes.
listening to audio books that are like really soothing and really helping me to have more expression in terms of the love and in terms of eliminating the fear. And
Yes.
wasn't even necessarily connected to COVID, but just to kind of almost get a clean slate to move forward and do some of the things that I want to do. So it's interesting that you say how much that has an impact on our bodies, on our minds. The fear that we have in our system triggers the nervous system.
Yep.
And we're in this, kind of crazy state.
Yes.
Yeah. And go ahead.
We see it in other things, but we don't relate it to doing it healthy. So, like, for instance, a person will believe in degeneration of their body and their cells and getting sick, but they won't believe in regeneration.
Oh, okay. Deep.
Yeah. And so I try to tell them that we live in a world of duality, many dimensions, but definitely duality. So you can't believe in degeneration without believing in regeneration.
Right.
And if we have these examples of, if I turn on the radio, oh, I love that song, and I start getting, then we need music that has a frequency and a vibration that keeps our spirit and our energy up at all times.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually, I believe, don't quote me on the number, because I have different frequencies that I listen to, but I encourage my clients to start listening to different vibrational frequency music. I think 428 is the one I was listening to, but there's healing frequencies.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's happy frequencies. There's a sleep frequency that I listen to help me get into REM. And we really have to respect the unseen world. We've heard about it, the seen and the unseen, right? But now more than ever, we really have to tap into the fact that there's an invisible us inside of us that we really need to start to harness, and we need to stop handing our physical being over to external sources. Because the machine that we have is amazing. The body has the ability to heal itself. Like I had mentioned to you, I had to do everything to get my leg out of that emergency room because they were trying to do all types of violating things to my leg, and if I didn't know better, I could have allowed them to put metal in me, which is never anything the body needs. Now I'm going to have to deal with the fact that I have this metal in my body. My follicles have already been shocked from the fall. Anytime they put metal in the body, they're going to give you aspirin, okay, which affects the liver.
Mm-hmm.
Then, because it's a foreign substance, they're going to give you antibiotics, which weakens the immune system. I'm in healing right now. The last thing I want to do is take a synthetic substance that's going to slow down or reverse the number one thing that my leg needs to do, which is heal. It needs to heal without stress. It needs to heal without interference. And it needs to heal without chemical, pharmaceutical drugs. It needs nutrition, minerals, vitamins, water, and rest. And literally that's what I give. Today is my first day that I've been up without a nap. I think I mentioned to you that I needed to take a nap. Yeah, so I did make it. Today is the first day, but I'm on week 4 of the fall.
Wow.
And prior to that, I literally maybe could be up 3-4 hours like a baby. Before my body needed to lay back down and because when you're healing, all energy is on deck to that site.
Okay.
And so that's another example of the body. The body never lies. Paying attention to the body. If I was not in tune, and I want people to get in tune with who they are, then I could have let them put metal in me. Right. One of the things that a lot of the fear mongering that they were doing was telling me, oh, you're going to have nerve damage. You're not going to walk again. It's going to be crooked. You're going to have arthritis. You might have a limp, kick, or swing. And I said to the doc, just stop. Like, you really got the wrong person. One, my toes are wiggling and I'm moving my knee. So let's just kill the nerve damage. Right.
Okay.
2, as far as blood clot goes, water Water, water, water is the number one blood thinner. And here's how people will remember. And I know we're talking about hair loss, but all of this is part of making sure that my body is healthy so that I can minimize the hair loss. Because when the body needs minerals and nutrition, hair, skin, and nails is the first sacrificial lamb. And so I need to make sure that my blood is clean, that my body is healthy, so that my body doesn't rob the protein, the minerals, and nutrients from the hair. But I want people to understand that water is the number one blood thinner. Please do not allow them to convince you that you need aspirin, okay? Because blood is made out of plasma and water. And so you have to give blood what it is,
Mm.
right? It's not made out of aspirin. And anytime you go in for surgery, you'll know the evidence of this because they'll tell you they don't want you drinking water before surgery because you may bleed out, which means you've thinned the blood.
Right.
And so, in the health piece of this, I want to share some things that will help people come back to, who they are. Water is going to solve a lot of things. The brain is mainly water. Blood is mainly water. Muscles are, I believe, 78% water. Bone is 22% water. So I had to keep drinking a lot of water to make sure that my bones had what it needed
Mm.
to heal itself, that the muscle around the bone had enough water. Remember, water is an electrical current. And
Mm.
so when we're talking about that nervous system sending the necessary messages for healing, I needed to make sure I was properly hydrated. Okay. If your clients are having headaches, 9 times out of 10, you're dehydrated,
Mm.
you know, without water, without the electrical current in the body, it can shut down everything. It's almost like not having any oil in your car and
Mm.
you're expecting the car to run.
Right.
I
Okay.
know that was a lot. I'm going to take a break and see if you have any questions from there.
Do we have any questions? It's like Odessa Durham says, "Love McBride. She's so deep."
Hi, hi, Odessa. I can see people I wasn't able to see before.
Oh, okay. And Thomas Sanjak says, "Hello, Mickey and guest Donyelle. Enjoy your day."
Hi, Thomas.
Yeah. Shanice Oakley is here and says, "Hello, hi, Mickey.
Hi,
Hi,
Shanice.
Shanice. So glad you could join us." And if you guys have any questions, it's like, please, this is the time. This is the person, ask away. If you have any comments or anything that's, tripping you up in terms of what she's saying, it's like she mentioned the telefluvium. Tell me how to pronounce it even.
Intelligent effluvium, which just means excessive shedding.
Excessive.
Yeah, that would be the type of hair loss, if I'm going to experience it, that it's going to kick in around June, July. And that's just when the hair is shedding all over. And I'll go over a few types. Generally, people are familiar with androgenetic alopecia, which generally shows up wide, the top of the head, widening of the part. Not to be confused with CCCA, which is central citrifugal cicatricial alopecia, which simply means that it starts out like a dime, goes to a nickel, then to a quarter, then to an orange or a grapefruit, and it centrifuges out, it spins out, and it becomes bigger and bigger. Then we have traction alopecia, which generally is in the front hairline. I have noticed when I was doing my database the other day, I have literally seen over 9,000 scalps. And in that, I have noticed anytime a person is having hair loss here and around the nape of the neck, it's been a reflection of their gut. I've noticed that they've been constipated. And so, again, there's a toxicity in there. And when I started to get them to poop, 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 and have frequent urination, then that hairline started to come back. Um, the body never lies. And so even with I want to tie it as what's happening. We have to understand that the body never lies. It's never going to kill itself. It's never going to kill itself. And it's always in survival mode. It's always in survival mode. Some examples of that: if you were in an ice storm and you got frostbite, all blood is going to go to center core, because those are where the major vital organs are and the cells are in control. They're always coded for survival. And so with the injury, I am now flushing out a lot of injury. So my bathroom visits are a lot. In the beginning, I was in the bathroom, no lie, every 20 minutes. Okay, now it's less injury to be flushed. Last night was my first night that I was able to sleep all night without going to the bathroom. But this gut area generally is what's going to happen. I'm sorry, traction alopecia is generally a reflection of the gut area.
Mm-hmm.
When you have what they call alopecia areata,
Mm-hmm.
they will list that as an autoimmune deficiency. But what I have learned is that's part of the story because the immune system is in the gut.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right.
So we still have to go back to the healthy gut, healthy immune system.
Okay.
Gut brain connection, healthy gut, healthy brain, healthy thought, clarity, mental focus, attention focus. You
Mm-hmm.
know, when you have a toxic gut, you can't think straight. I can literally hear now when a person is stressed just by their breath,
Mm-hmm.
because they talk very short breath. Well, and I'm like, whoa,
Mm-hmm.
this person really needs to calm down. And they will tell you, well, I'm not stressed.
Right.
They're so used to it that
Right.
they don't realize it. And all I'm hearing is this person's not getting enough oxygen,
Mm.
right? And they're saying, well, no, this is normal, but you're having hair loss. So the hair is a barometer, the body never, 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 never lies. And you're always going to be looking at the nervous system when you're looking at hair loss.
Okay. Okay. So we do have a few questions. So let's see what we can do here. So Shanice says, are there any food suggestions for healthy hair?
Yeah, so I like to keep it simple. Anything that anyone has shared with you, if it works, keep it. I'm one of those people. Everything works. Everything works. Everything doesn't work for everyone. I keep it simple: fruits, veggies, nuts, grains, seeds, fish, water. And a person will say, "Well, what fruits?" No two people are alike. Your DNA code is already embedded in you. The fruits for you are the fruits you like. The
Mm-hmm.
veggies for you are the veggies you like. The fish for you is the fish you like. The nuts and the seeds for you are the nuts and the seeds you like. Someone mentioned to me the Eating Right for Your Blood Type book, and I came across that book over 10 years ago. It has had its purpose. I've evolved from that book because I've seen a lot of contradictions in the book as well. I'm a B blood type. Definitely give me some chicken, you put me to sleep, but I don't eat meat anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I love sunflower seeds. They give me energy. And
Mm-hmm.
that was listed as one of the toxic foods. And
Uh,
so I found contradictions in the book. And then the reality is when we go back to scripture, we were not to worry about our blood type. It's
mhm.
not in there.
Right.
We're not to worry about anything,
Right.
okay, because we are already healed. And so we're checking these things that's creating a false panic.
Uh-huh. Right. Because I can't keep up with what am I supposed to be eating this week? Is that
You're already panicked at the thought of, am I eating right?
right?
You're already panicked at the thought, what is my blood pressure going to say?
Mm-hmm.
You're already panicked at the thought, is my cholesterol level where it's supposed to be? You're already panicked at the thought, is my A1C in range? Well, whose range?
Mm-hmm.
Whose range are we trying to match our bodies to? That's not the way it was intended. We're so out of alignment with how things are supposed to be. And when we let go of these falsehoods, we'll find that we are better, a lot better, a lot better. So I would say eat fruits, veggies, nuts, grains, seeds, fish. Eat the fruits that you like, eat the greens that you like, eat the fish that you like, and drink water, 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 water. Drink water.
Awesome. Okay. I hope that's helpful, Shanice, and to everybody else. And Lynn Hudson says, good evening. What advice would you give to a cancer overcomer?
The first advice is I would stop saying I'm a cancer overcomer,
Tell us
because
why.
thoughts become things.
Mm-hmm.
And the minute you say I'm a cancer overcomer, then you're still feeding your mind that you have cancer.
Mm.
How about I'm fearfully and wonderfully made? I'm a new creature each day. I am healed by the blood. I am more than a conqueror. Cancer doesn't exist in there. Cancer doesn't even exist in the Bible,
Mm.
right? And when you remember your promises, then these things don't exist. One of the things that drives me crazy right now is the psychology that is being used against us.
Mm.
When a seed is planted and you water it, you continue to tell the cells to respond in that way. And women, if you've ever experienced thinking you're pregnant and you have pregnant symptoms, but you're not pregnant, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. And when you constantly tell yourself, well, I'm a survivor, you were born a survivor. Anyone in 2020 living that can hear our voice, Mickey's voice, my voice, you have come through 400 years of slavery. Do you know how divinely purpose it is for you to be on this planet this day? Do you know every female in line had to survive? They had to go through 400 years of slavery. They had to go through all pandemics, all diseases, all viruses, all bacteria for you to be here. That means there could have been no interruption in a female being killed in your ancestral lineage for you to get here. And then you're going to get here and convince somebody that you're sick? Let somebody convince you you're sick? I don't think so. I don't think so. You're meant to be here. You're on this planet because you're supposed to be. If you weren't, you wouldn't be. And you would have been one of those interruptions in the ancestral, historic history as far as slavery went, as far as not making it. You could have, your great grandmother could have been one of the ones who said, I'm not going for this, and took the baby and dove over the ship. That was not your case, because that uterus that brings forth life could no longer bring forth. You are here by the divine purpose. Walk it, live it, act like it. You are already healed. Stop claiming diseases that you don't have. Laughter is good for the soul. There is scientific evidence that if you think you're, and that's another thing. I did have to have my mother download some stuff. I have been laughing. Boomerang has been hilarious. I've been watching old school because I have to release those hormones for healing. And so my first thing to say is stop claiming disease, because you can't undo as a man thinketh, so is he. Your cells are going to respond to that. You are more than a conqueror. You're fearfully and wonderfully made. You are healed by the blood. You are a new creature every day. How is it that we understand that a baby has to let go of its old cells, its own bones? We have to grow into that. But we are claiming diseases from years ago. The liver cleans the blood every 90 days. If the liver cleans the blood every 90 days, how do I still have a blood disorder
Mm.
90 days later? Somebody's not telling the truth. Either the liver cleans the blood every 90 days or it doesn't. Red Cross told us that, because if you gave blood, you couldn't give blood again for 90 days. The medical industry tells us that water is a blood thinner because you can't drink water before surgery. The medical industry tells us about the power of the olfactory nerve, because when they hover that cup over your nose and your mouth and they sedate you to sleep, they're using your olfactory nerve. But then how is it they want to tell you to put on a mask, breathe in waste gas, carbon dioxide, and not tell you that you're removing oxygen from the brain? And all of a sudden people are dizzy. They're having face rash, right? They can't think straight. They can't breathe right. Their pressure is up. because now the brain is not getting enough oxygen, but we just dismiss these things because we forgot who we are. And so if you want to be healthy, you have to honor who you are. We breathe in oxygen, we breathe out carbon dioxide. We are not trees. Okay, trees convert that into glucose. They use it for food, and that's how they make the oxygen for us to breathe in. Okay, I'm having more and more clients come in the office, and I promise you, this government is making a new product. They're going to have throat and mouth cancer. I'm seeing it come in the office every day because you can't intake carbon dioxide in the mouth. Mouth is the first step of digestion. Then it goes down the esophagus into the stomach. Next step of digestion. Pancreatic digestive enzymes get released, but you have already messed up digestion in the mouth by throwing off the pH with the carbon dioxide. These are, I don't know if you can see it.
Scoot it down just a little. Okay, do Tara breathe.
Breathe respiratory drops.
Okay.
Okay. Any of my clients, I tell them, some people have to wear a mask. This should be in your mouth at all times when you have on a mask, because it's maintaining and help keep the proper pH of the mouth.
Interesting.
And so that, yeah. And so everything has balance, right? And so if you have to wear these masks, I have some other ones too, some ginger and lemon drops, lozenges. I have some other immune ones. All of my clients, they must be having a lozenge in their mouth when they're wearing these masks. Our kids, I feel so sorry for our kids. Our kids are going to have hair issues. Okay, they're wearing these masks all day. We're almost raising sociopaths. They can't touch, they can't play. What is that?
Yeah.
And so for those of us who have not started to learn how to reverse these things as a hair practitioner or as a trichologist, I will say more of us are needed. And this is not a money thing, but wealth is built in depression. And I had a class the other day, and for those of us who are trained practitioners and trained trichologists, there's no reason to come out of this not financially well because you've helped people, not because you've taken advantage of people. There's a total different people over profit, not profit over people.
Right. So talk to us a little bit. We've got a couple more questions. I definitely want to get to everyone. So thank you guys for putting the questions in. But if there is someone watching who is a hairstylist who is thinking, it's like, wait a minute, maybe this is a good path for me. I'm seeing a lot of clients, or this is in my heart. What would be some good first steps?
I would love to get you trained. Definitely contact me. You will be certified through International Association of Trichologists. One of the things that I'm proud about our association is we're recognized by many physicians. We have physicians from all around the world speaking at our conferences and also there to help you. I encourage, I know everyone wants to be a trichologist, but I promise you, your clients don't have time for you to wait. They don't have time to wait 1 or 2 years for you to get educated. And so again, our 3-day is as intense as a full day. I would love to help you get trained. I can't do everybody. I don't even have the energy to do everybody, but a lot of people need help. And so if you're a stylist and you have clients who are losing their hair, there is no reason to send them to a dermatologist. You are sending money out of your chair. And so I would love to get you trained. Definitely contact me. Well, I think my info will be in there to contact me, because clients need help today. And after that 3-day, I promise I will make sure you have enough information, foundation, enough protocol to start reversing the hair loss that is in the pipeline right now. I don't even want to call it COVID hair loss. They're just making up a whole bunch of stuff. It's stress. It's nothing but fear and stress. Okay. And you can't bottle that. So I want to have a right education class with you
Mm-hmm.
on how to start reversing those things that are lasting. You can't sprinkle that on with shampoo or conditioner
Right.
or a
Right.
serum. There's some other things that has to happen, and I want to share those with you.
Okay. Great. And if we are hairstylists, it's like, I don't think the trichology is my lane, but I've got clients. What should I be doing for
Yeah,
them?
the
Or
three day,
refer them?
the 3 day hair practitioner.
Okay. Even if
So
I'm
even
really wanting to go into it, you would suggest that?
yeah, because there's nothing that's going to get, unless you just want to give your money away and you want to send them to some other qualified person or to the dermatologist. That I have clients come to me from the dermatologist that they're not getting results because you can't drug the body back to health. You can't steroid the scalp back to health.
Mm-hmm.
You can't, you know, and you just can't drug the body back to health. So if you want to help your clients, the
Mm-hmm.
easiest, quickest way is the IAT 3 day class. And I want to make sure that you have what you need for that. You don't even have to call yourself a hair practitioner, because I'm gonna be totally honest. Clients don't care about the title. They
Right.
want to know, can you get my hair back?
Right. Right.
There are
Absolutely.
clients that have stylists that know how to get their hair back, that are just stylists because that stylist knows how to get the hair back. But if you're a stylist who does not know how to get the hair back, then I would say the 3 day is the quickest, the easiest way to get enough foundation, enough understanding and education to get the hair back if you don't want to be a trichologist.
Okay. Great. Love that. So I'm going to get another question in here. So we have Weldon Jermaine Bond, who says, is hair shedding loss predominantly a female problem, or is it equally found in men as well? Should barbers be concerned with hair shedding loss noticed on their male clients?
Yes, yes. Thank you, Weldon. It is men, women, and children. Like I mentioned a minute ago, children are not going to have the hair that we used to have as children, because they're introduced to stress early. I work with a lot of barbers. I encourage you to, when you start seeing that guy in that hairline, they're always complaining, "You're pushing my hairline back." No, yeah, your hairline is already pushed back, and and I'm just trying to make it defined. So barbers, definitely let me help you help your men get their hair back early. On my website are all my actual clients. Those are not stock photos, and I tried to pick every type of alopecia. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I do have the gentleman who came in with no hairline. It was ghost. It was completely ghost. And then about 4 to 5 months later, his hairline was back.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah.
What's
So
your website? We want to get everybody going there.
McBridehair.com. Yeah, McBridehair.com. So barbers should definitely, I have barbers right now sending me their clients, and I'm gonna be honest, I'd rather get the barber trained.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm doing now for those who are in training, like I do the consult for the stylist and or the barber, and I send them back to you for the treatment plan.
Got it. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so that gets you comfortable. You're almost having someone coach you through how to build your restoration business.
Okay. And
Okay.
and is this something that's done virtually, or do they need to be in your area?
No, we do it virtually.
Okay.
So generally what happens, like if you had a client, you'll send them to me. I do the consult. You're looking on, you're shadowing, because that's your client,
Mm-hmm.
right? The client pays me my consult fee. And then when I put together the treatment plan, I'll say, the treatment plan is this, and Mickey is going to make sure that you have everything that you need. And you're already building that revenue from your hair restoration. Plus, you're already having someone that's overseeing and shadowing, making sure that you're putting the right treatment plan together. Right. And so I'm going to be totally honest. This time that I have been down, I have found that I'm going to do a lot more outsourcing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I love, love, love having that relationship, having that partnership, having that camaraderie with stylists and barbers, where I can just do your consults for you and then help you help your clients, help you help your clients.
Right. Nice. Yeah, that sounds excellent. So we've got a few more questions. So let's see what we can get through here. Odessa is asking what's good for arthritis. And we know some folks are
Yeah.
dealing with.
So arth means joint
Okay.
and itis is inflammation. So you just have inflammation in the joint, right? And so turmeric is anti-inflammatory. Inflammation, you can use apple cider vinegar. So I drink right now a lot of tart cherry juice and turmeric. I get the Lakewood brand of tart cherry. I'm not getting paid to mention their name, but I get the Lakewood brand of tart cherry juice, and I'll put turmeric in there, and I'll drink that 30 ounces daily. Let me say this too. You can't eat enough apples to make you sick. You can't eat enough cherries to make you sick. You can't eat enough watermelon to make you sick. When you're done with eating your fruit, you're done eating your fruit. It drives me crazy when people say, well, how much turmeric and how much tart cherry? But they never question how many pills or pharmaceutical. It's like you're on 10 different medications. You're on 3 high blood pressure Like, how do you have, there's one heart. Why do you have 3 high blood pressure medications? Why do you have 2 uh, diabetic medications, right? There's 1 pancreas. And so we have to get out of thinking that food is bad and drugs are good. Okay, so for any type of inflammation, you need iron sharpens iron. You need good acid to get rid of bad acid. Inflammation means that there's an acidic expression and environment in the body. We only live in 2 realms, acidic or alkaline. All disease lives in an acidic environment, including hair loss, right? There's been some trauma or minerals have been depleted from the incident, and no disease lives in an alkaline environment. Iron sharpens iron, good acid to get rid of bad acid. Your good acid, all citrus fruits, oranges, lemons, limes, grapefruit, apple cider vinegar. Okay. And don't believe the hype that, oh, lemon is acidic. Your body will metabolize that and make it alkaline. Okay.
Yeah.
If you have acid reflux, lemon water.
Mm-hmm.
Right. If you're concerned about your glucose, make sure you got cinnamon in almost everything you do, because nature gave us cinnamon as an insulin-like spice to balance sugar. Your grandmother didn't just put cinnamon and sugar when she baked the cake. She put the cinnamon in there to balance the sugar.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Wonderful. And we have one more question here. Kathy J. Max says, what can you use or have a healthy gut or leaky guts? I'm not sure if you get the question more than I do.
If I'm understanding healthy gut, fruits and veggies have pre and probiotics.
Okay.
And so everyone's, oh, I got to have my probiotics. Oh, I got to have my probiotics. All food well, not all food, fruits and veggies has pre and probiotics. You
Okay.
can also do kombucha. You can also do kimchi. I don't really like kimchi. Sometimes I'll put a little kombucha in my green drinks. Leaky gut, you have to poop it out, meaning you have to do a natural herb, which is in the Bible. Herbs are for healing. Herbs are for healing. Herbs are for healing. Natural herbs to clean that gut. I like Cascara sagrada. I like psyllium husk and water. Fiber, fiber, fiber. Okay, your fruits are going to have fiber. Apple a day keeps the doctor away. None of this juicing to separate the fiber or the pulp from the fruit and to just get the juice. Okay, everything has to be in whole food. You eat the apple because the fiber is already built in to balance the sugar. You eat the orange because the pulp of the orange is already in there to balance the sugar.
Interesting.
Okay. So leaky gut, first and foremost, stop eating the things that cause it. I can encourage everyone, watch Earthlings. It's on YouTube and it's free.
It's called
Okay.
Earth Links.
Earthlings.
Earthling,
Earthlings.
Lings.
Yeah, we are
Okay.
earthlings, like us. We are earthlings. And it will show you all of the toxic things that go into the food. You can't undo transfer of energy. Energy is never lost nor destroyed. It just transfers from one thing to another. So when I inject food with hormones, steroids, antibiotics, then I now have synthetic hormones, steroids, and antibiotics. Anyone who eats meat is on steroids. And we already know the highs and the lows of steroids. So why is everyone so short-tempered, road rage, angry? Because it's in the food. Why does everyone have autoimmune where everyone's on antibiotics? Where'd that come from? All the meat is injected with antibiotics. Autoimmune, where did that come from? Where did cholesterol go up? Because I convinced everybody to take away the yolk and eat egg whites, where the yolk was sulfuric, which happened to balance cholesterol.
Mm-hmm.
You want to solve your cholesterol problem? Eat more eggs in whole.
Mm-hmm.
It's the reverse.
Right.
It's the reverse of everything we've been told. So leaky gut, get your fiber in there. I like Cascara sagrada and psyllium husk. You're going to have evidence of that going away because you're going to be in the bathroom a lot and you'll start to see that bloating in the abdomen come down. The other thing about leaky gut anatomy, the uterus sits right underneath that. And so people really don't have the need to have their uterus removed. They're just having leaky gut that's dropping into the uterus.
Mm-hmm.
And the body in its intelligent wisdom will isolate the toxin. We might call it a fibroid, right? But we're still taking in the meat and we're still eating the dairy and we're still having cheese, ice cream, cheese, pizza, yogurt, because we don't understand that these things are creating the problem. All medication is acidic. It's all buffered in milk. Because if it wasn't, if you were to take an acidic pill without it being buffered in milk, milk coats the stomach. That's the only way they can get it down. So everyone on pharmaceutical drugs is on dairy. I have vegans on medication that think they're not taking in pork byproduct. Metformin is pig's blood. I'm getting this from a medical doctor. Don't take my word for it. Do the research. Okay. And so these things go into the gut and they leak into the uterus and it creates an inflammatory response. Same thing with the men. You probably don't have prostate cancer. You probably got a leaky gut that's creating an inflamed prostate.
Mm-hmm.
Stop eating the things and the swelling will go away. Anytime you have a mast or a cyst, frankincense. Keep putting frankincense. Again, I have to go back. It's scriptural. Frankincense and myrrh is what they gave baby Jesus. It was for mental, mind, and spirit. Myrrh was for immune and protection. We have to go back to essential oils and herbs for our healing. Hopefully that helps.
Wow, that's all deep. It's like everybody's got to rewatch this again and make sure they're taking notes. I hate to try to take notes while I'm here because it looks like I'm not paying attention, but it's like I'm soaking this all in. I love it. So thank you. Thank you everybody for the questions. Let me see. I think we might have. Well, Lynn King said she's definitely interested, and that's in the with the training that you offer for the trichology, the pre-trichology, I guess is what I'll call it.
Can we put my website up for them? Info at McBride Hair.
What is it? Oh, info at McBride Hair?
At McBride Hair. And if they mention this interview, then I will give them 5% off the class off of my personal commission because IAT is not going to let me discount their licensing fee.
Oh, well, that's really lovely. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And you said it's info at
McBride Hair.
Okay.
And we are in what month right now? We're in April.
April.
If they sign up in the next 90 days, I will give them 5% off of my commission from the course. So April, May, June, July. Please don't contact me in August asking about the discount.
Just already put that out there, right? So let's see if I can get that to act right. Yep. Okay, I think we got everything. So thank you guys for your patience there.
Yeah.
And let's see here. Kelly is asking about doTERRA. I don't want to go too far into that. So let's see. We have Odessa says old school, they use cod liver oil for arthritis. Is that still used
Yes.
today?
Yes. Yes. The cod liver oil. So remember, all cells are all our cells have an oily membrane around them.
Okay.
And so the essential fatty acids, all of these things help to regenerate the cells. Anything you hear, I hate to say this, but the pharmaceutical industry tell you, it's actually reversed. Okay. The body uses cholesterol to repair itself. You don't want to lower cholesterol.
Okay.
Okay. The body uses glucose for energy. You don't want to lower glucose. That's why everyone on diabetic medication and high blood pressure medication is tired, especially diabetic, because they're lowering their glucose, right? And then the brain needs minerals, nutrients, and oxygen. So when you tell the heart to slow down so that blood flow doesn't get to its organs, you're going to be slow and sluggish. We're healed by the blood. We need blood flow. And every man gets this. In that optimal, intimate moment, do you want increased blood flow or decreased blood flow?
Got it.
Every man gets it then. Increased blood flow. And that's just one of all of our organs. All of our organs need increased blood flow for maximum optimal nutrients and oxygen to all of our cells.
And especially the hair.
Especially the hair. Hair is nourished by the blood. It's an organ.
Mm-hmm.
All organs is nourished by the blood.
Yeah. So April Woods asks, how do you explain clients' hair who shed seasonally?
So if we're talking about winter, generally they're going to have that shedding in the back, either from a scarf or a collar. Then there's people who relive their traumas. Case in point, my mom passed in April. Not mine, but I'm just using that as an example. And so every April, you're having that relived trauma. Okay. Or I had a client who dislikes Valentine's. Her husband decided he wasn't coming back on Valentine. So every February, so generally the body never lies. Remember, it's something that triggered that nervous system. It's something that they are reliving. So if it's seasonal, something seasonal happened that they're reliving, that's stressing them out during that time. If it's physical, like winter, I mean, everyone knows to make sure that you don't have those cotton or those high collars.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, that definitely causes a lot of breakage in the winter for sure. And one of the things that I wanted to ask is, yesterday we did a clubhouse on a video that I saw that I shared about earlier, but it was really, a girl talking about, talking to a client, it's like, she's running late and then the person's, already there waiting for her and she's trying to turn it around and it's like, well, did you shampoo your hair? It's like, oh, well, I didn't know. You need to shampoo your hair, you need to straighten it like this and blow dry it like this and so on and so forth. It's like, well, you're just going to have to reschedule. And so there seems to be this whole trend of hairstylists who are wanting their clients to come in shampooed. And so what are your thoughts, in terms of how that relates to, it's like there's a lot of different things it relates to, including, first of all, I think customer service, but from a hair loss standpoint, what are we missing if we're not actually seeing the scalp and doing our own shampoo and treatment, condition, what have you for it? So love to get your thoughts.
Yeah, when healthy scalp environment, we need a healthy scalp environment. And if our clients knew how to have a healthy scalp environment, they wouldn't be coming to us. And to put that back in the hands of the client, I think is a disservice, right? We have to make sure we only understand when that scalp pH is back to normal, because there's no more flaking, there's no more dandruff, there's no more scaly conditions. And it's not going to be good when you put in client who doesn't know how to do that to get a healthy scalp environment. It's definitely going to cause more issues. I think if you're a professional, you need to be professional. You need to do everything that is within your license. And in Connecticut, it's actually illegal for us not to shampoo the client. And COVID hasn't changed that,
Okay.
you know. Um, Dare to be different. Anytime you're doing anything like the majority of people, not a good thing. Not a good thing. Experts and specialists get paid top dollar because they offer a service or they have experience that most people don't have. And so there's going to be a great market for those professionals who stand true on the fact that I am going to still continue to give my client that full service shampoo. Because I don't know about you, that's the most relaxing, enjoyable time for the client is the shampoo service.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
part of why they come. It's like a big
yeah,
part of why they come. It's
yeah.
like,
And
okay.
if you're talking about hair loss, your job is to relax that nervous system,
Mm,
to give them that massage, to give them that moment where they have no cares in the world except being pampered.
right.
And you're going to take that away?
Yeah.
No, it's going to be I think it's going to activate too much more stress. Now I got to shampoo my hair before I come. That's like I'm already worried about what my glucose levels are going to say,
Okay.
because really I'm coming in and I'm wondering, did I do a good job
Right.
before
Right.
you can go into the service? Is the style even going to come out the way? Because you need clean hair. You need clean hair, period. But
Absolutely.
some of these styles are not going to last without a clean scalp.
Hmm. Right.
I think it's unprofessional.
Okay. Well, we heard it here. So definitely, yeah, it's about time for us to wrap up, but I so appreciate everything you shared. It's like I saw a post, I spent some time in some of the Facebook groups with, hairstylists, and there was someone who just made kind of this offhanded comment. It's like, well, that's like, why do we need to learn anatomy to be a hairstylist anyway? And I was just like, oh my gosh. So I think just our conversation here today has explained why we need to
Yeah.
know more about the body, that the hair we're styling and so consumed with, doing cute things to, is actually connected to the body of the person that that we're working on, and it's going to respond in various different ways. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And that person will get it. Because sometimes we can hear things and don't hear it until when the student's ready, the teacher will appear. Because every licensed cosmetologist had to answer the question that hair is nourished by the blood.
Hmm.
And literally until I started really learning about how to I was like, it's the blood. I gotta get the blood clean. I
Hmm.
gotta get the blood clean.
Yeah. And then there's hair. Wow. Okay. I think Tracy Radford says hair loss is not about hair.
No, no. Hi, Tracy. Michael boss sister. No,
Perfect.
she's right. It's not. It's really not. It's
Yeah.
about health and nutrition,
Hmm. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. You have definitely given us some, some meat to chew on today, and really a
Good.
lot of really good stuff. So, how do you stay inspired? Who inspires you? What inspires you to kind of keep on this journey that is your purpose?
Yeah, are you talking industry wise or just as a whole?
Both.
So a lot of my foundation absolutely comes from my mother.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely comes from my mother. I have just watched her strength, her courage, her perseverance, her no excuses, her no nonsense, her non-negotiables. And it's funny because she's softened in mature years, and I'm like her, and she's like, "Girl, you need to really, you know." But I thank her for showing me how to overcome any obstacle, any circumstance. how to win in every situation, in every obstacle to learn the lesson. Um, Industry wise, I'm going to be honest, and it's not because you have me on here. Because remember when you called me, I said, I think I would cry had you not asked me to be part of the hair loss portion. Um, so, industry wise, of course, you, Mickey Wright, Gigi Ford, Rodney Barnett. Believe it or not, Jackie Turan, I can't wait to see her because she actually trained me for Soft Sheen. I know
Oh,
she doesn't
wow.
remember me, or maybe she might, but I was in the Johnny crew. And I forget Johnny's last name, but he became a huge celebrity of the stars. Doris Mosley, all the Tarrant. I never met Tarrant directly, but I know I have received some of his education in industry. Um, there's so Tamika James. Oh my goodness. Tamika James, Nikki, Patrick Bradley. Um, oh, he's gonna kill me. The book Barry Fletcher. I come from the John Atchison era, where your brain would hurt to walk into a John Atchison class. It's like, are we in geography, in chemistry, or are we in hair cutting? So these are all of my foundational teachers. They were no nonsense. You could not know. Bobby J. Bobby J. If anyone could get anyone to understand color correction, formulation, Bobby. So I come from those old school educate. It was non-negotiable, and we didn't go to trade shows to see what was on stage. It was expected of us to be in class. And I'll never forget what Bobby J said to me, and hopefully I can reignite this in someone. You never go to a hair show for the products. He said to me, you caught a plane, a train, an automobile, you lost clients from being here. You had to eat while you were here. For 20% off products at the hair show, you could have stayed home and saved more money.
Okay.
It challenged me. You're always in class. You always get in person what you can't get on the phone. And I never forgot that. You can always call the product company. You can't get Mickey's time on the phone. When she's teaching a class, you're in her class. When Tamika's teaching a class, you're in, because you can't get them on the phone. When Nikki's teaching a class, when Patrick's teaching, you're in that class because you can't get them on the phone after you get back from the trade show.
Right.
So hopefully that helps.
Powerful. Yeah. And I know somebody needed to hear that. So yes. So where do you see, the industry going? It's like hair loss does not look like it's going anywhere, and as you said, it is a growing industry, and that's unfortunate because we are seeing so much more hair loss. But what do you feel like is next for you as well as the industry?
What is predicted is they're going to push this COVID thing. It's predicted to be pushed to 2028.
Now, when you say the COVID thing, tell us more specifically what you mean.
So where we went from, just a 3-month lockdown and it'll go away. And then we went from wear the mask and it'll go away. Then we went to, well, you need the vaccination and it'll go away. Well, some of the behind the curtain conversations that I've been privy to, this is not going away any sooner than 2025, if not 2028. And so there's going to be a lot more hair loss. Don't take my word for it. It's on the CDC website. They have a zombie apocalypse program. And the side effects from these vaccinations is there's not going to be a lot of people here. I hate to say that, but you just can't insert these type of toxins into the body and expect the body to thrive. And then when you look at the CDC website, they're already telling you that they're creating zombie-like behavior. As far as the industry goes, there's going to be a lot of money to be made to help people for those who don't drink the Kool-Aid. Because if I am not of clear mind. If I'm not healthy, I can't teach you how to be healthy.
Mm.
If I don't have hair, I can't teach you how to have hair. If I lost my hair, I can teach you how to prevent it, and I can tell you what to do to make sure you keep it. But if I'm not walking the talk, then it's I only have past experiences to help. Hopefully, you learn from, and hopefully, we're all learning from other people's experiences. The industry is going to be very lucrative for those who get into hair restoration. Okay. Because the other thing is, with China,
Mm-hmm.
may or may not continue to do business with us, where's the hair coming from?
Mm. Wow.
I'm already 6 to 8 weeks for my cranial prosthesis, six
Mm-hmm.
months,
Oh,
6 months,
wow. Wow. Okay.
because they're out of work,
Mm-hmm.
and then we have the threat of, will it be shipped over?
Right.
What I want to say, in this industry, find a way to attach home-based business to what you do.
Mm.
And what I mean by that is, I do hair restoration, but I have essential oils, which is a home-based business to help with hair loss. I do hair loss, but I also have a home-based business of organic feminine care, because so many women have uterine issues, fibroids, PCOS. I
Mm-hmm.
had to find a product that didn't put toxins back into the uterus, where women are losing and having their uterus or partial, whatever. So that's a home-based business that is connected to the hair loss.
Mm.
We're energetic beings. Magnetic therapy has been around forever. Okay. My magnet business is a home-based business, because I need to push negative energy away from the body and help to receive positive heart energy, positive mental energy,
Mm-hmm.
right? Mental clarity, mental focus. We've heard this before, when your grandmother had the copper magnetic bracelet
Mm.
for her arthritis. Minerals of the earth have medicinal purposes. And so this too is a home-based business attached to helping with the hair loss. If we don't have home-based businesses, we've already seen what the government is going to do. Who gets to decide if you are um, essential or
Mm-hmm.
non-essential? Really? We can't fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. You
Mm.
know, I mean, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame
Right.
on me. We have to prepare ourselves to have home-based businesses, to have passive and residual income in a way that we can help people with restoring their hair. So that's what I would ask people to please, 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 please. And if they email me, there's a lecture by Kevin Trudeau. I shared it in the last class, that everything that's happening right now was on the agenda 15 years ago.
Mm. Wow. Okay.
And those people that tried to tell us 15 years ago, those conspiracy theorists, those crazy people, they're
Mm.
not crazy now. And now we're in a time where people are trying to tell you that the vaccine, non-vaccine operating system that has aborted Caucasian baby fetuses, you're calling those people crazy now. But look on the CDC website, they already have a zombie apocalypse program.
Mm.
So we have to disconnect waiting for the government to save us. The cavalry's not coming. You
Mm.
have to find a way to have residual income that you can sustain when the government says you're non-essential. Right
Right.
now, I'd like to see us get back to supporting our neighbors, meaning I have started a client program where if you have a skill or a talent, we can barter that.
Mm-hmm.
One of my clients lost her hair. She did interior decorating. Okay, I have another one who does construction, another one that does electrical. We have to start going back to the trade of who we are and what skill sets we have, and being able to support our community in that way. And also know that we don't have to know the person. Like I thought a really great campaign for Texas.
Mhm.
I didn't know those people, but it's
Mhm.
coming to a city near you. What
Right,
happened in Flint, Michigan ain't just Flint, Michigan. What happened in Texas ain't just happened in Texas. What happened in Puerto Rico ain't it's coming to a city near you.
right. Yeah. Wow, Donyelle, this is brilliant. So thank you so much for all of your wisdom, your heart, your everything. It's just this has been extremely enlightening in a lot of different ways. So I hope that everyone watching will tell someone that they missed it and catch the replay. It's like you can catch it on my YouTube channel, which is Mickey Wright. It's MIKIWRIGHT. If you were here for it live, you might want to watch it again because there's so much depth to what you were just talking about. And we want to, just encourage the professionalism in the industry and encourage you, if you are a professional to, expand what you're doing and how you're thinking about your clientele, about your clients individually, and about how you can be of service potentially in other ways. I think you shared so many ways, that we can create income at the same time that we're really helping people who are really
Yes.
in need of this help. So yeah, this is powerful. And I have to show this before we wrap up everything. But Weldon Jermaine Bond says this is an awesome ministry of beauty and medicine of beauty, all in one interview for now and the
Thank you,
future.
Weldon. Thank
Thank you.
you. Thank you, Weldon.
Yeah, this has been very powerful. So thank you, everyone who's watching now, everyone who's been able to join us. I know some of you guys are saying you missed the beginning, so definitely go back. Definitely, if you're watching this on the replay, thank you for being here because this is information that needs to get out. And definitely feel free to share this, to tag someone or, just let someone know that this information exists.
Can I say one more thing?
Absolutely.
Kidspreneur program. Kidspreneur
Uh,
program. Get your children in any type of entrepreneur. They can start making their own lip balm, their own and I will say with my granddaughter, the organic feminine care, that's her business.
oh,
So
wow.
all her cousins, all her friends, they order. It's not a want, it's a need.
Yes.
Once they start that, we need to be buying from ourselves.
Yes.
Okay, so get your kids, groom them to be entrepreneurs. Do not groom them to be employees, please.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like you said, a lot of that we've been watching it evaporate over the years anyway, but yeah, the landscape is definitely changing. So thank you for that. Yes, get the kids together. So again, thank you all for being here. Um, I invite you to follow me on Instagram at Mickey Wright for some more hair loss tips. And I'm going to get some more from Donyelle so we can post some of those as well. And to watch the previous Beauty Superstars Talk interviews, including this one, it's like it will be on the my YouTube channel, and also you can watch them on my website. Actually, now we did some changes, so I'm super excited about that. But at beautysuperstars.com, and the podcast is available. This one won't be on there for a little while, so I apologize for that, but we're working on it. And if you'd like to partner with us, we invite you to check out beautysuperstars.com. And next Tuesday, I will be back with more on the root of hair loss. My guest, cosmetologist turned trichologist and natural hair expert, Jacqueline Tarrant. As Donyelle mentioned, it's like she's phenomenal. And so I'm super excited to talk with her and hear her journey and how she's helping so many people. And like I said, with this series, it just kind of worked out that way. But we've got like all four corners of the country represented. So Donyelle is Northeast, and Gigi Ford, she's on the West Coast, and we have Miss Jacqueline Tarrant. She is in Chicago, so representing the Midwest. And then Kai Smith will be our last guest this month, and she's in Houston, Texas. So we've got everything coming full circle. And with Jacqueline, she's going to share some of the special treatments and products and things that she's offering to promote healthy hair growth. And so, again, if you're in a salon suite, thinking about it, don't forget I have the free guide, Salon Suite Success Guide, 5 things to know before you open your salon suite at and you can get it at beautysuperstars.com. And I also want to end with thanking our sponsor, the Black Beauty Expo. It's like that is the hottest show for, the beauty creative entrepreneurs, Black beauty entrepreneurs in terms of hair, fashion, photography, makeup, and modeling. So we cover everything, and I am proud to be their global education director. So if you're interested in being part of that, to please let me know. And if you're interested in partnering or sponsoring or any of that good stuff, let us know. So thank you so much, Donyelle. It's like this has definitely been a true blessing. And I really am excited about, just all that you shared, and how do we, kind of almost take notes from this and create a little plan for yourself from this, whether it's going to be helping your clients in a different way, whether it's going to be, looking at your business in a different way, whether it's going to be looking at your health in a different way, and what we are going to do moving forward, as she's, sharing, it's like, so many people were waiting for normal to return, and it doesn't, I mean, I knew last year, it's like, we're not going to see anything that looked like what we believed normal was for a while, if ever. So, roll with the punches, learn as much as you can, keep growing, keep being a blessing, keep being on purpose. So with all of that, definitely, I will look forward to seeing you next Tuesday. So take great care. Thank you.